what is front end and back end in any development, any kind of development. So I'll just explain you. Suppose this is a mobile screen. Okay, so whatever we see written as a text or as a user interface, that is the front end part. And when we suppose click a button or refresh the screen, so whatever happens in the uh, back end, whatever happens that we cannot see. Suppose we have a page, it says username, password and a login button. So when we hit the login button and we uh, get to the next screen, so the next screen also includes some user interface, so that is the front end of the next screen. And the process by which we get to the next screen is called the backend of the uh, development. Okay, so for front end, the front end of a software program or a website is everything with which the user interact. So from a user standpoint, the front end is a synonymous of user interface. Whatever I am interacting with is front end. From a developer standpoint, the interface design and programming that makes the function interface. So the design of the user interface or the interface function, and the program that makes the interface function is the front end. Okay, I hope that's clear. So the element of front end includes what does front end include? The front end includes application or the page layout. So the layout of the application, the text content present in the application, the images, the graphics present in the application, the user interface of elements such as button, toolbar, edit text. Edit text is the you see in the block, right, to enter the email. So that is called the edit text. We will look into more as we proceed through the course. The themes and the customization, these all are the part of front end. So what is backend? In the computer world, the backend refers to any part of website or software program that users do not see. What I do not see is the backend. It contrasts with the front end. So it goes side by side with the front end, which refers to the programs or websites user interface, the front end. Okay, in programming technology, the backend is the data access layer, while the front end is the presentation layer. So what it means is the presentation layer is like what is presented is the front end, and the accessing of data, like when I entered the email on the password, the data is accessed, so that is the backend. What is the backend processes? The backend processes includes processing request when a button is clicked. So when I click the button, the requests which are processed comes in backend part. The encrypting and decrypting of data, the accessing data from a database. So when I enter my user ID and password, the data is encrypted, and then the data is checked from the database. So the data is accessed from the database and matched if there is a match or not. Storing and uploading a data to a database. So when I create a new account or sign on to a particular website, we store the data to the database. So these all comes in the backend part. So what is front end and back end in Android app development? So the language used, I'm mainly talking about C++, Java and Kotlin can be used for the backend part, and XML is used for the front end part in Android app development. So we will use Kotlin in this training. So why we will use Kotlin in this training is Kotlin is a cross-platform statistically typed general purpose programming language with type inference. I will explaining all these terms later, so just hang on. Kotlin is designed to incorporate fully with Java, and the JVM version of Kotlin's standard library depends on the Java class library. So just sit tight for these terms. In May 2019, Google announced that the Kotlin programming language is now preferred language for Android app developers. So Kotlin is a preferred language. So we will look into basic syntax of Kotlin. So the basic syntax of Kotlin looks like fun main. It is a function, and the name of function is main, and then there is open and close parenthesis, and the function opens. It is like println hello world. I will explaining this function into detail in some next videos. It is just an overview. So for the front end we will be using XML. So XML is the extensible markup language. The full form of XML is extensible markup language. XML is a markup language, that is, it use tags. So you might have heard about open tag, close tag. So it is a markup language. XML was designed to store and transport data. So it is designed to store and transport the data. XML was designed to be self-descriptive. So when we will look into the XML part, we will find that it is self-descriptive. We don't have to describe the code. Okay, XML is a W3C recommendation. Okay, so now we'll look into the syntax of XML. So this is a opening tag. So we have opened a tag root. In this we have opened a tag child. In this we have a tag subchild, and then we have some code, and then we close the tag subchild, and then we close the child, and then we close the tag root. So we have learned about opening tag and closing tag. Now what are attributes? So attributes are the definition of a tag. Like there is a person whose gender is female, so we will define the attributes in the opening tag itself, like here root, then gender equals to female. So person, then gender equals to female. These are the attributes. So thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned.